now, as our players are finally into the game here, Italy has won the coin flip, and as I expected, I would think that in a losing situation, all or nothing match, they have to bring out the Snake Eye.
They are not trusting the Labyrinth anymore after that double Gamma and Driver in hand situation. They said, nope, I'm going to move it aside. We're going to play the Snake Eyes from here on out. And here they are going first with a normal summon of Poplar, which is not as good as normal summoning Snake Eyes Ash, but it's really good still. Like the stuff you can do with just one Poplar is still pretty impressive, because you can go and search the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye, make the Linkaribo, put the Poplar in the Spell and Trap Zone, and now send it for the original Sinful Spoils, which I think is what's going to happen in a second.
Always the cool thing about a deck that just has multiple 1 or 2 card combos backed up by the amazing amount of defensive cards this deck is able to play. And one of the reasons why it's doing so well right now in both formats of TCG and Masudu, just the ability to grind, the ability to hold itself up defensively, and just offer you so much in way of your combos and your skill expression as well, because there's so many, you know, spreadsheet style combos of this is the line, you do it like this, but a lot of thinking about hand traps and where you want to disrupt. Ooh. And there is one of which is coming down here. Ash Blossom. Okay, cross out.
That is one way to not have to worry about that.
Yeah, drawing the one-off cross out, a massively important card across both formats as well, because there's a lot of mirror matches, and that's good in that case, but also there's so many hand traps, and you typically play the same hand traps as your opponent here, so card just offers you so much value in many different versatile situations.
And it's especially important here because the if you start with Poplar, you can do some nice combos, but it is the most vulnerable way to start the game. Like, you don't have the ability to push through something like in the Biru, for example, is not something you have the luxury of playing through. So backing up that Poplar start with a crossout is pretty cool, and it makes you wonder what the rest of their hand is, because obviously it's not going to be, if they go for the Poplar line, it's probably not a Diabell Star, it's definitely not a Snake Eye Ash. So is it just more sort of like, you know, these sort of interruptions like Impermanence, Ash Blossom, Effect Veilers, maybe in the Beerus, that sort of style.
Okay, double hand trap.
Imperm here.
I think that's pretty strong, cancelling out the second effect of Ash as well.
Strong. Do you know what the biggest problem is here?
Talents,
it's a very talent. I mean, talents would be very good, but the biggest issue is because it was specifically cross out on Ash Blossom and not called by the grave. They have a target for Hida, which is happening right now. Target for Hida is the one big downside with Ash Blossom this format. It's like, it's a good hand trap against this deck, but it being a fire actually comes back to bite Team UK here, specifically because it was cross out designator. Had it been called by the grave,
yeah,
it was not going to stay in the graveyard.
It's unfortunate, but you give and take, and these are the options that they've been founded themselves here. So the question is, do we have anything else from Team Italy to pair with this? It's probably not going to be in a way of much extension, but those defensive cards stopping UK from only 4 cards in hand to play with next turn.
It's dangerous because this Snake Eye Ash
could have been used, but
had the ability to tag out into a Flamberge Dragon, but didn't go for it. They instead just go for the Ambler Whale and pass, which I think is an interesting way to do it.
Was there any other option there? I mean,
the other option is, if you're just going to pass anyways, you can also just put up the Flamberge and pass with that, because both you're going to use Promethean Princess either way, whether you're going to use it on Ambler Whale or on the Flamberge. And
at least the Flamberge gives you follow-up.
I was thinking the Flamberge was going to be a better thing to destroy with the Princess than the Ambler Whale, because I mean, the Ambler Whale is going to revive a Hida. Is reviving Hida better than reviving 2 level 1 fires? I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. That follow-up would have been pretty nice here. But speaking of follow-up, Team UK did have 2 hand traps and Ash. So not a bad start at all.
One thing you got to realize, though, is that the way Italy started the game, it's not unlikely that they have
some counter hand traps, exactly. For sure.
But it wasn't, Maxi was not one of them. I was going to say that's not unlikely because they didn't open a lot of their engine pieces. So non-engine is more likely to be in their hand, but Maxi is not there.
Yeah, I think in terms of Italy, I believe we saw them running Talents is what I was worried about. I don't remember if they played Nibiru. They probably do, but at least I don't. I mean,
Talents is also not in their hand. We know that.
Yeah.
They could have used it, so...
It's a question of how much of these heavy-hitting defensive cards do they have remaining. Since
I mean, at this point, if you're Team UK, you have to think about it this way, right? Like, there's so many cards in their deck that it cannot be, right? It's definitely not a... it's definitely not like Called by or Impermanence because they would have set those. It's definitely not Maxi because they would have used it by now. It's not Snake Eye Ash though either. It's not Diabellstar. It's not Wanted. They didn't use any of those extenders on the first turn. So I think it comes down to like what, like Nibiru, the Primal Being, maybe the Flamberge Dragon or Snake Eye Oak, maybe another Poplar, but like that's about it.
Yep. So we'll see if they choose to navigate this with the respect of the Nibiru, which I think you kind of have to, and it looks like they are going for it.
They are, yeah. Going for the Temple line is definitely, I think, I would agree with that. That is a nice play here from Team UK. Preferring the Divine Temple over access to the original Sinful Spoils, or maybe having drawn it already, which would always, that always puts you out of the misery. It's always like, do I have to really think about whether I get Temple or Original now? And if you already have Diabellstar or the other spell, then like, well, just get the Temple.
Question is, how are they going to try and navigate through this Princess? Because that's the one and only disruption that's guaranteed
Putting an
here.
Ash Blossom into the spell and trap zone with Poplar.
I think this is just a flex of sorts.
It's
because we're gonna send it anyway.
I mean, you can summon it out from the Divine Temple at some point if you want to. I don't know if that the levels don't really work out for the typical synchros you play, because it's normally just.
I mean, is it because we've got Bellstar?
Diabellstar plus Ash would make a Baron de Fleur. That would work. Yeah, that is one way you can get the levels.
Because I don't see any logic for putting Ash here.
Because normally, yeah, just for context, the synchro version of the Snake Eye deck usually plays exactly 3 synchros, and that's Formula Synchron, Borreload, Savage Dragon, and Baron de Fleur. You don't really have room for much else. So the Ash Blossom, unlikely to make any of those. Can't possibly make a formula.
Yep, no, there's no level manipulation here, so it really is just a question of what are we going to be doing
I think
if our opponent summons this Princess.
I'm just now realizing, I think the bigger reason why we put that Ash Blossom there instead of the Poplar itself is because we want the Poplar to be in the graveyard, so we have 2 level 1 targets for the Flamberge, I suppose, right away.
Yeah, it might be the most important aspect there, I suppose.
This is where the Hida comes in. Hida is like, not only was it a massive card for Team Italy last turn, it's also a massive card for Team UK here for going second in the Snake Eye Mirror match.
Let's listen into Team UK here and see what they're thinking about through this turn.
If they had anything else, it possibly would have used it by now, except like Nib.
That's good. That's very strong.
Yeah, Rev's mentioning there that, you know, Maxi definitely would have been used by now, so call by safe to be used on this Princess.
Yeah. He did also mention they are aware of Nibiru, which is important. It's good to know that they are going to be trying to play around it, I assume.
Oh, wow, talents.
All right,
massive.
This is
Do you take? You have to look, right?
Any nib?
Any nippers?
Nothing.
Oh,
it's there! Wow, Nibiru the Primal Being.
That's a nip.
What did we ash at the start of the turn?
Nibiru Enjoyers gone.
We haven't ashed yet. They can still ash.
They still have an ash live. Interesting. And it was crossed out, right?
It is.
And now we just.
It works this turn. Yeah, it's not under.
Yes,
it wasn't called.
yeah.
Do you think the Princess was used slightly too early?
And Ash, the Flamberge.
I mean, in hindsight, it doesn't matter because there was a call by. Like, there's like no.
Yeah, I think
so. I'm just wondering because if you use the Princess in response to Hita, and then they called by, they don't get the special summon. But now
well, Hita is Princess triggers on summon. It's not a quick effect at any point.
It's like they could use that.
True,
Ash.
yeah. Right, so they didn't really have a
They
choice
have
there.
to use it there.
Links away or sends the Flamberge from the opponent's Oak effect. That's always really cool. There's so many interactions like this in this matchup.
They get ashed here, but it's not
It doesn't matter.
too big of a deal because the Flamberge already has to. Okay.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
They are the best Snake Eye duelists I have ever witnessed. They have ever touched this game. Okay, you just.
So
what was that?
So
that was Ash Blossom Impermanence, called by the grave,
and Ash.
Snake Eyes Ash
Talents.
and Talents.
That's incredible.
All right, you win this one, Team UK. You win this.
That
one.
is literally 1 card
gaming
combo
through the
and
envelope,
4
right?
defensive cards.
Oh, gotcha.
And Talents, yeah.
That's not bad.
That
is my Team UK.
That is. And
No, like,
Diego does not look
not
happy,
an issue.
but it's not. I mean, it's not their
I just
fault.
realized we just double blocked
You
it.
got
It's
6 card combos. You just have to
Yep.
accept
There's no
that
reason
it
to
is
be okay.
what it is.
That's on me. Oh, yeah, yes, there is. We just chain.
Link Rainbow OP, let's go.
Yeah, so
Like,
again, we
should've
mentioned
flipped
this
the
in a
tab, and
couple of
that's
rounds
game, so
earlier, but the Flamberge didn't have a way to resolve with
now he just
the
goes
special summon, so Linkuriboh puts that extra body in now by just
They're
putting
doing
the
the same thing that that happened earlier. Yes, it's very smart. One of the other things you can do with Linkuriboh in this match, in this deck, like there's so many like small cute things you can do with Linkuriboh that makes it like overall very versatile in this deck. Now all they need to do is figure out a way to win the game through this Amblo Whale. But I'm thinking just the Promethean Prince. Actually, Promethean Princess is called by the grave.
we're just gonna push it, right?
Yes, yeah. Is that already enough? That's yeah, because of the field spell buffing the Snake Eyes. That is going to be enough damage at this point, and the talents to take the Nibiru is just the icing on the cake on this phenomenal hand for Team UK. And they are going to take away Italy's chances of making it to the finals of the Invitational and securing their own spot at this point, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, no, that's it. The Team United Kingdom, 8850 damage on the field, attacking for game, and that is the end of that duel. Wow, could you believe it? I don't think you could ask for a better hand. That was a literal 6-card combo.
Sometimes it is just meant to be. Sometimes
really
you
is.
just play the game and you're just like, yep, I was meant to win that game, and they did.
That is my European champion, absolutely proving once and for all that Team UK deserves its spot in the Macedon Invitational, and Revs actually now has his 2 years on the roll final.
100% top cut rate.
Yeah, 100%
Right.
finalist rate.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get a 100% win rate. The players are ready for an interview here. Let's head on over to Ed with Jessica and Revs to talk us through that incredible display of some defensive card usage.
Yep, take it away.
Okay, so the one thing I happened to notice was the incredibly fortunate use of Triple Tactics talents there to get rid of Nibiru. Talk to us about what was going on in your head through the game and some of the big moments.
So originally, I think Grind tested the line where we didn't play around Nibiru, and then just realized, wait, we can just make Kita threaten the Reborn because we have double called by, so we don't really mind if they have. We can play through the hand trap because I think they have 3 Ash. They may have had 3 Ash, maybe 2, but regardless, we just kind of thought, okay, well, we'll play through the Nibiru because we can, and they happen to have the Nibiru anyway.
And there was also a great moment where you called by the grave the Ash. Diego throws his hands in the air and goes, another call by the grave. Generally, it's got pretty strong for you guys. I'll let you go. We've talked plenty during this match, and you guys have one more coming up. You guys are against France in Game 10. You feeling confident against France?
We're going undefeated, baby.
Undefeated. That's always exciting. Right, okay.